Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation here, Wednesday, January the 11th. So there's no saint for today, so my comment is you and I have to strive to be a saint. You know, who knows? You're probably giggling at this, but we could one day be on the liturgical calendar, because the people who celebrate, like John de Brebeuf and all these, Catherine of Siena, they're like ordinary people, right? But they took God seriously. You and I have to take God seriously, what he's done for us, the grace he's made available to us. Okay, this is a beautiful reading from Hebrews chapter 2. I'm just going to focus on this part. For it is clear, he did not come to help angels, but the descendants of Abraham. I'm going to draw that out. Therefore, he has become like his brothers and sisters in every respect, so that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in the service of God, to make a sacrifice of atonement for the sins of the people. So this is like it's just such a profound statement from Hebrews that again might pass us over for not paying attention to it. For it is clear that he did not come to help angels. What he's saying here is, Son of God's second person of the Trinity did not take to himself an angelic nature. What he did do is it's almost like God stepped over the angels and became united himself to human nature, but the descendants of Abraham. So he united himself to the human nature, I should say, in order to help the children of Abraham. And that's you and that's me. Just think of what God has done for us. Like, in effect, the angels are far superior to us in being. Like, they're powerful being. One angel could destroy the entire earth just by thinking about it. We have no idea. We have no idea. God didn't have to become man in order to defeat the devil. He could have sent Michael to kick his butt. It wouldn't have been difficult for Michael to do this. But God actually wanted to come amongst us, to unite himself to human nature and show us how much we are loved. Like, this is like where it's at. We got to tap into this every day. We got to check in with God and remind ourselves of these truths. It's so easy to forget because the world comes at us all the time. Distractions, blah, blah, blah. Temptations, distractions, frenetic pace, concerns, worries. It goes on and on and on. If we have to be intentional about this, brothers and sisters. Otherwise, it will just go right out of our head. This is like the greatest thing. This is what makes life worth living, when we realize the dignity that's been bestowed upon us. Okay, over to the gospel. Mark chapter 1, 29 to 39. As soon as Jesus and the disciples left the synagogue, they entered the house of Simon. It's so neat because when I read this, I see it in my mind's eye because I was there. I was physically there, last June. And the synagogue is here and Peter's house is here. It's like the next house over, like they're almost side by side. Maybe there was one in between, or I think it's actually right next door to the synagogue. So Jesus walks out of the synagogue and walks into Peter's house. So the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they can see what's happening, all the healing of all these people. And it's just an interesting thing, If you haven't been to the Holy Land, put it on your list. Okay, there's so many things that grab my attention, but I hope to grab your attention. So he does all this healing, he spends time with people, and he, casts out demons, but in the morning while it was still very dark. So that means this is really early. Who knows, 3 or 4 a.m. Jesus got up and went out to a deserted place, and there he prayed. And Simon and his companions hunted for him. When they found him, they said, "Everyone is searching for you." And he said, "I have to go to the other places in Israel. I wasn't sent to be chained to one place. I have to keep going and moving." So he was tired, probably exhausted. Jesus got really exhausted because he worked hard. If you were with Jesus, you would be tired at the end of the day. I would be tired. Jesus did not twiddle his thumbs. He did not sit around saying, "Oh, I wonder what I'm going to do today. I wish my EA would fill up my schedule, It's like, no, not at all. The apostles probably had to take breathers. Jesus was on the go. He wasn't in a frenetic pace, but he was on the go. He had a mission. So he was tired. That's my point. He was tired, and he still made time to pray. And that's a model for you and me. So really try to remember this. Again, like in the first reading, we got to be intentional about this, or it's just going to slip away. That's the way it is. We got to say, no, I'm not going to let it slip away. If I need to go to bed at a certain time, to get up at a certain time in order to pray at a certain time, drink coffee if you need to before you pray, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be intentional about this, and I'm going to keep going at it and at it and at it until it becomes a true lived daily habit, because it's in our interest, right? So anyways, I hope it inspires you to, to try, have that regular sort of time of prayer every day. Just as Jesus was tired, you and I get tired too. But remember what he did, and hopefully it'll help you to do what you and I should do. God bless you.